Hey everyone, welcome back. So in this video, we are going to understand this question we have in the daily contest. The question is saying that find the maximum length of valid subsequence 1, and the question statement is saying that you are given an integer and that is called nums, and a subsequence sub of nums with the length x is called valid if it is satisfy these conditions, right? And we have to return the length of longest valid subsequence of nums, and we have to return the length of the longest valid subsequence, that we will understand what is saying. And it is also saying subsequence is an array that can be derived from another array by deleting some or no elements without changing the order of remaining elements, right? Means the insertion order that we have in this array should be maintained, right? If let's suppose if we are removing 2 from here, so the order should remain same. It's 3 should not come before 1, like that, okay? Or you can keep it all the elements, or you can remove all the elements. So these are the possibilities that the subsequences we have here, right? So we have to find the longest valid subsequence, right? And the valid will only be allowed and it satisfy if it satisfy this condition, okay? So let's understand how to implement this type of problem and what is the concept behind this problem, okay? So let's understand. So first of all, let's understand what is a subsequence, right? So a subsequence is a sequence you can get from an array by removing some elements, possibly none we can also say, but without changing the order. Means the insertion order in this array should be maintained. So let's suppose if this is an array we have given in example 1, like 1 2 3 and 4, what are the possible valid subsequences will be there, right? So let's suppose from 1 2 and 3, if we will remove this last character, last digit, right? And so remaining will become what? 1 2 and 3. So this is the 1 2 and 3. If we'll remove this time this 1 and this 3, so remaining will become what? 2 and 4, right? So the 2 is coming first and 4 is coming after that. So insertion order is maintained here also, okay? Now let's suppose in this case we'll remove 2 now, right? So 1 3 and 4 is remaining, so it is coming like this. So these are called the valid subsequence. And now it is saying which is not valid, right? So not valid is 3 2, because 3 came first and then it is coming 2, because the insertion order is wrong right now here, so we'll say this is wrong order. I hope you understand the subsequence. I'm only explaining these things, the basic concept, because some of you may not know what is a subsequence, okay? So let's consider all of us that was not aware of the basic concepts, okay? So let's understand further. So what is a valid subsequence? A valid subsequence is a valid if for every 2 consecutive element in the sequence, the sum of 2 elements, let's suppose we'll do a mod, right? It should come what? Same throughout. That means either of the adjacent sums are even. So if we'll take a plus b, we'll take mod should be equal to 0. The remainder should come 0, right? And for all the adjacent sums are odd, if it is coming 1, means the sum, for the sum we will indicate that is 0, and for the even it will come 1. Can we say that, right? Means all the adjacent sum, if we'll do that, we'll get what? 0, and then it is even. And for all the adjacent sum, if we'll do, if will come 1, it means that is odd, okay? Means we are trying to understand the how we can say the valid subsequence. What is a valid subsequence? A subsequence can be valid and is valid if for every 2 consecutive elements in the subsequence, the sum of 2 elements is, if you're taking the mod, should be same, right? If you are doing what? Adjacent sum, right? It is coming 0, then it means this is a even one, right? Otherwise it's odd. So our goal is to find what? From the our given input, let's suppose this is our array 1 2 3, we have to find the length of the longest subsequence that satisfies the rule, right? So let's take this whole array as an example, right? If we'll do the adjacent sum, right? what the question is saying. If we understand the rules, what are the rules saying? Let's suppose very first element is 1 and its adjacent element is 2. If we'll do 1 plus 2, what will come? 3 it will come, right? And if we'll take the mod with 2, what is comes? 1 is coming, right? Let's go with the next element, 2 and 3. If we'll do sum, we'll get 5. If we'll take the mod, we are getting 1, right? So remainder is coming 1. Similarly, 3 and 4. 3 plus 4 will do 7, and we'll take mod, we'll get 1. Means entire array is giving a odd value, right? As you can see, if you understand, all adjacent sums are coming odd, right? Right? And so it is a valid one. Either it should come 0 or either it should come 1. So complete array is valid array, right? So in this case, answer is 4. Okay. Now understand, we have given this element 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Means these are the elements we have given, and we are trying to find the longest subsequence where all the adjacent sums are odd, right? So if we'll do 1 plus 2, we'll get the elements like this, right? And we have the valid subsequence like this. Let's suppose valid subsequence is 1, 2, 1. So here we will take only 1, right? We will remove this one. Okay, so we'll take 1, 2, 1, 2. So previously, why we have taking this one? See, all are unique, right? It's having the difference is 1. We know that the difference will come 1, right? And so we found all these 4 as a complete, but and so that we are getting the output as a 4. But in this case, if you see, there is 2 elements is there, that is 1 and 1, right? So these 2 are adjacent, right? If we'll do the sum, we'll get 2, right? It's already here 2. So the different so remainder will not come 2, right? So for that, one of this, let's suppose if we'll delete it, right? One of this, if we'll delete it, the remaining become what? 1, 2, 1, right? After that, we'll consider 2 and then 1 and then 2, right? So from these 7 element, we'll take the only these 6 elements, right? We are deleting only one from here. So the if you are deleting the element, it's a subsequence, right? So this is our valid subsequence. If we'll do the adjacent pairs, we'll do the sum and then we'll take the mod, you will see all are coming a remainder as a 1, right? And all are valid in this case, and so the total is coming, length is 6, right? So this is our longest subsequence. You can generate all of the subsequence and you can try by yourself, but this will be our longest subsequence, right? And so the length is coming as a 6. Here it was coming 4 because all the whole subsequence, if we will delete or we will not delete, right? The subsequence saying that a subsequence is a sequence you can get from an array by removing some element or possibly none. You can remove or you can also not remove, right? Means if we have the original array itself, it's a valid array, valid subsequence, right? Because if you are not deleting, still it's a subsequence. If you are deleting one or more element, it means also a subsequence. So if you are deleting one element from here, it's also subsequence, right? Like that, if you'll consider and if you'll think about all the subsequences which are valid, you will find that this is our longest subsequence. Okay, so now understand example third. So let's suppose we have given 1 and 3, right? So there is only 2 elements are there, right? So if we'll do the sum and we'll take the merge, you will get the remainder 0, and in this case you are getting the sum 0. It is it's a sum, right? And so there is only one pair and it's valid, so we return the length. We are not deleting any element. Okay, so now we can think that what is the logic behind that we are talking about, right? So if we are trying to find a valid subsequence, right, means first of all we need to select the numbers that are the sum of every adjacent pair in the subsequence has the same parity. So that is we can say either all the sums are even or odd, right? That is a possibility. So there is only two possibility parities values are there. So if for the even, if we'll take the sum and we'll take the mod, it should come equal to 0, otherwise it's a odd, right? And so to achieve this, we can build a longest subsequence where all numbers have the same parity. So all even, all odd, right? We can say that, right? So for the same parity, if all numbers have the same parity, means all even or odd, all odd, right? Or we can say like that. So the number alternate between odd and even. Let's suppose even, odd, right? So we have to understand, right? We can build the longest subsequence where these same parity and the alternate numbers we have, right? Means the number have the same parity and the number that have the alternate between the odd parity, right? So we can say that if we want to find the longest subsequence, right, it means all the numbers should have the same parity, right? Either all the evens or all the odd, or the possibility is that the number alternate alternate should be there, alternate number should be there between odd and even, like this. So there are such four patterns are there, right? We can say pattern based on the parity elements, right? So so what are the those four patterns? So there is a possibility you can have the even, you can have the odd, you can have even odd, or you can have odd, right? So when we are talking even means, let's suppose call 0 0, right? When talking about odd, so this is 1 and 1, right? If it is saying even odd means 0 1, and there is another possibility is odd and even 0 1, right? So these are the four patterns we have, right? So based on this, right, you can say the parity elements are there, right? So we'll try all those patterns and we'll try to select one of them for the longest valid parent term that will give you. Okay, so let's understand how it works, right? Very first, if you'll take this example 1 2 1 2 1, right, as a array element, so we have to understand the patterns, right? So let's understand the pattern. So these represent the expected parity, right? So 0 for even and 1 for odd, right? Let's suppose if we have 0 0 means this is even, and the target will become what? Even plus even is even. Then we have odd is odd, even and odd, so there is one odd one even. If we'll do the target alternating, so even plus odd will give what? Odd. This is the basic elementary, right? Let's suppose even is 2 and odd is 1, so 2 plus 1 is what? 3. 3 is also odd, right? If you are taking 2 plus 2 is giving 4, that is also even, right? Like that you have to think. Then we have 1 0 means odd even we have, so odd and plus even if we'll do, what will get? Odd. If all we have, so in those cases, like let's suppose 0 0 and 1 1, only you will get the even. If there is any alternate is there, right, is odd even, like that you will get the odd. I hope you understand, right? So let's try each pattern one by one, right? So very first the pattern will take pattern 0 0, right? And let's suppose you have the number, if you'll take the mod, right, and these are the patterns, right? So just take the initially count is at 0, count will start with the count as a 0, right? And everything is 0 here, right? Rest is also 0, result is also 0, count is also 0, right? And so the expected parity, we are thinking that even everything is even, right, expected. And because this is 0 0 pattern, right, so what we'll understand, let's suppose pattern will have count and we'll take the mod 2, you will get, let's suppose you have the value, right? So what we will get, pattern at 0 will get what? 0. Pattern at 0 is 0, like that. So when we are taking this one, right, so is it matching or not? So this is not matching, right? What will say? No. So count will become what? 0. Similarly we have what? We'll take 0 here, alternate, right? We are taking 1 0, so when it is 2 we are getting 0, because we have to take the mod. So when we are taking mod for 1 we are getting 1, but when we have 2 value, right, element is 2, it means it will come 0, right? So is the pattern matching, right? The pattern matching, right? So we'll say yes. So because this is for even case and this was for odd case, so odd case it was not matching, even case it was matching. So like that we will find all these matches, right? And you will have the count. So when it is matching, count will become, it not matching, count will become 0, right? Or it will remain the previous value. Okay, here count is matching, so yes, matching, so let's increment the count. Similarly, if this is not matching, so previous count is 1, so we'll keep the count like this. Similarly, when we'll move to the next this one, it is coming yes, so previous value is for the count is 1, increase 1 more. And if the it is not matching, we'll increase, we'll keep the previous one. So finally you have the count 2, and so result will find what? Max of previous value is 0 and current value is 2, which is the final response result, you can say, is 2. Similarly this time we'll try to pattern 0 and 1, right? So you know the previous result is 2, right? So you can keep it here directly in the max result, max 2 and 4, right? So if you find that there is a pattern 0 and 1, so very first we are getting what, uh, we are getting what, 1. So we'll take mod, we'll take 1. Similarly all other values will be there, right? So we'll this time we'll take count mod 2, and we'll get what is count value is there. Count value is initially it is 0 we are taking, right? And we'll take the mod, so we'll get what, 0, and again 0, right? So count value is again changing, so it is 1 now, right? So we'll say, because it's matching, so we will say it increases the count value. We are increasing the value, again we'll find the pattern from here, and then like this it will keep increasing till that when the pattern matching, we'll say count is 4, and each time we will find the pattern, because the count value is changing, so you will find the count also in the pattern, right? You will put the value of the count here, right, each time, because each time we are making what, a loop. I hope you understand, right? Similarly, when the pattern is 1 0, right, we will see that count is keep increasing, right? And so it is also increasing when we have 1 0. So if you'll find the we will put the previous value of the count, that is 4, and current value is coming 5, so we'll take the final value, and the result will become what, 5. And we have to update similarly the count also. So then we have what, 1 1, right? I think I have not updated the step, so leave it. Then you have what pattern, we have 1 1 for the even cases. So what will happen, you will find these nums, and you will have the num, and you have to find the this value, but only these cases will get changed, right? So we know that count value is what, initially is 0, right? So count at 0, let's suppose, is 1, so we'll update as 1. Similarly for this change, we'll see this is matching, right? So from 0 to it become 1, there is not matching, so we'll keep previous value, and similarly we'll find the count, and we know how to find the these patterns also. Okay, so this time we are getting 3, so 5 and 3, which is max, 5 is max, because we have found in the last one, right? Like that you will get the max value, right? And we know that when we have find the max, right, when the pattern was at 1 0, right, pattern 1 0 is there, means the odd and even was there, that time we found the uh, result maximum was 5, count was 5, right? And so that we can say the final answer is what, when res will return, means this is the best match for the pattern when 1 0 was there, means we'll find odd even odd even odd, like that we have the pattern. So that pattern will give you the highest result, highest length of the longest result of the pattern, right? So if we'll summarize this, the algorithm simulates in 4 different parity, right? And for each, it tries to build the longest valid subsequence from the nums, and it does this because we are changing the order, right? Without changing the order, and it track the returns, and finally it will return the maximum length that found we have seen, right? So what are the pattern was there? Pattern was, the name was same even, when we are having 0 0 alternate, like let's suppose even odd, so we'll take like this, if we are alternating odd and even, we'll get 1 0, or same will get 1 1, right? I hope you understand. So what we will do, this is our function we have given, right? This is our nums, so we'll take result is 0, right? And we'll take a pattern, right? So pattern will be a 2D array, right, where we'll have all these patterns 0 0 0 1 1 0 1 1, right? I hope you understand this one, right? So you just will create a 2D array, and because these are the each pattern will contains two index, 0 0 0 or 0 1 1 1 or 0. So these are the possible values for each pattern, right? So we'll make a for loop on the patterns, and what we will do, we'll create a count, and all the elements of the nums, right, will move, right? Means each element should have gone through all these patterns, where we can find the what we call count, will increase the count. So very first you will have the nums, right? You will take the mod, right? And you know mod, if it equal to the pattern count, this one, if it is matching, if it is matching means will increase the count. Remember the table in the last column, right? We will increasing the count. If it is not matching, we'll keep the previous value, will not do anything. And finally we'll update our max. We are having the res and the count, and then one result is completed, right? We'll finally will return the result. I hope you understand. If you still have any doubt, please let me know in the comment section, right? Okay, so very first what we will do, we'll have our pattern, and these are the patterns we have, right? And for all the patterns we'll move on this what we call pattern. Let's suppose for this pattern we are going, right, very first. So what we will do, we'll go for all the elements. So let's suppose we are going for 0 0, right? What will happen, all the elements will try. Let's suppose 1 2 3 and 4 will try for all these over all these elements. So let's suppose very first we are getting what, nums at 1, at 1, this is a nums at 1, right? We are getting 1. So we'll take 1 mod 2, right? 1 mod 2 is, we'll get what, 1. And then we'll take the pattern count. Pattern at count is 0, we are taking mod, right? So we'll get what, 0 itself, let's suppose. So is it equal to, is it equal, we'll say if it is num is coming 1, mod taking that value, if it is matching, so we'll increase the count. Let's suppose we'll call count as a 1, right? Similarly we'll keep increasing for we'll check for this 0 0, we'll check on this one, then this one, then this one, right? Like that we'll keep checking. If the count is coming 4, right, we'll say we'll return it here, because let's suppose result is 0, count is coming what, 4. So we'll get what, result 4. Just saying, just for example I'm saying, I'm not going for all the elements, right? And finally you will return the result. Okay, I hope you understand. If you still have any doubt, let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys, thank you for watching this video.